While we all wait on Lane Kiffin to tell us, yeah, I'm going to LSU, like 95% of the world believes it's going to happen, or the 5%, no, I'm staying at Ole Miss, whatever the hell it is he's going to do. Let's talk a little bit about what a wild rivalry weekend we've had and what it's supposed to look like when the AP drops his top 25, when the college football playoff selection committee drops its top 25, somehow still has Miami as the ACC champion. And let's talk about why a 2014 playoff is really a good idea, despite what many of you might think. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. This is your first time watching Adapt and Respond. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like this video, answer the question in the comments below. Do you believe that Duke is going to beat Virginia in the ACC championship game? Oh, or here's another one. Do you believe there will be two G6 teams into the college football playoff because Duke might be an unranked team that wins a spot into the the college football playoff as one of the highest ranked conference champions, because they would have to be, because the ACC has to be represented? Oh my God, this is the kind of chaos that we want. And oh, by the way, is Alabama the best team in the SEC? And will they not have to be, still make the college football playoff? So many things for this committee to sort out. So much drama for us to talk through. So let's, off the rip, we just got done watching the Iron Bowl. Really great display of the Iron Bowl of it all. Was it a clean game? No. Was it a fun game? Oh, absolutely. It was peak 17 to 25-year-old people making decisions and trying to play this stupid little game in front of hundreds of thousands of people and millions watching around the country, coughing up the football, throwing it to the people that got cooties. All of it was there. Ty Simpson played one of the worst games of his life, but you know what? It was good enough to win, just like Gunnar Stockton and Georgia Tech. And those two teams, Georgia and Alabama, will play a rematch of a regular season game in the SEC championship, where Alabama became the first team since October 12, 2019 to go into Sanford and get a win. Nice thing for Georgia, though, this game that they're about to play on Saturday, it ain't in Sanford. It's at Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, where we've seen a lot of Alabama and Georgia. But we've also seen Kalen DeBoer absolutely own Kirby Smart the way that Kirby Smart has owned Steve Sarkisian. Ty Simpson 1-0 against Georgia. Gunnar Stockton 0-1 against Georgia. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, this one's got some makings here. Now, it feels like Georgia would have been a shoo-in to the college football playoff had they not made the SEC championship game. Now it feels like they can get played out of it with a loss to Alabama, because two losses to Alabama is too many. It's not just they'd be 11-2, it'd be two losses to Alabama, who's the SEC champ, to which Georgia's going, well, they're the only team that could beat us. Maybe you should let us play other people. No, so we can see y'all get beat again in the national championship game? Absolutely, positively not. I think one of those two teams is getting in. One of those two teams is not, right? That is all we get to talk about come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? But right now, the thing that was holding up college football, the thing that was getting in the way of rivalry weekend, was none other than Monty Kiffin's son, Lane Kiffin, who is playing the will I or won't I game for 2 friggin' weeks. 2 weeks that this man has had to say, this $100 million off over here or this $100 million off over here. Asinine. Ridiculous. Beats up on Mississippi State. Doesn't even have the courtesy to tell us all, yo, man, I'm doing this, so I'm doing that. He says, I got to go pray about it. All right, man. And then after I got to go pray about it, I want to talk to Pete Carroll, whose Vegas Raiders suck. And I want to talk to Nick Saban, who ain't even coaching college football no more. I get wanting to be able to talk to Daddy Monty. That one, I felt that, right? Because there was a time when Lane Kiffin was the wildest of wild boys head coaching in football, right? With the Raiders, with Tennessee, with USC. And the man got some get right in him when he got back to Nick Saban. And I think it would have been really cool for his dad to be around for this moment, because Ole Miss is having the best season that it's had in the modern era, like basically since Johnny Vaught going 11-1 for the first time in school history, gonna make the college football playoff. They're a shoe-in. We all know that is happening. And now to have an offer to coach at what was one of the best jobs in all of America, or stay at a job that you know is really good and is good enough to win a national championship. This is the part that I don't think gets the loud enough argument for Ole Miss for me, right? And for those of y'all that don't know, I grew up in Mississippi right before I grew up in Tulsa. So born on an Air Force base, moved to Hattiesburg. My mom was from as a little kid. Grew up in Hattiesburg till I was about 10 years old. Tulsa since I've been 13, right? I say all that to say, I'm in Mississippi long enough to know that there's three types of people in Mississippi. Those that go to Southern Miss, where my mama went to school, where my grandmommy got a research grant in her name. Those that went to Mississippi State, and those that went to Ole Miss. The people that went to Ole Miss do not associate with the people that went to Mississippi State and Southern Miss. You understand what I'm saying? Do you need me to say the quiet part out loud? Because if you need me to say the quiet part out loud, I'll put you this book over here, called Requiem for the Massacre. Okay? It'll help you out. It'll help you all the way out. Go read that book. Because we ain't got time for me to go into you about saying the quiet part out loud. You should just know that when I'm telling you what I'm about to tell you about Ole Miss, it is with the most objective national college football analyst hat that I can possibly wear, okay? Ole Miss is absolutely, positively, 100% a place where you can win a national championship. You know how I know that? Because they make the college football playoff without needing to play for a conference championship game. They did that this year. They did that with the players they got right now. They did that with a transfer from Ferris State at quarterback. They did that with cast-off Penn State and Trey Wallace at wide receiver. They did that with Pete Golden as the damn defense coordinator. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This is the same cat, right? The same cat. Now, on the other hand, you might look around and say, RJ, but LSU is a better job. And even if he just levels up with the same kind of players, keeps Blake Baker on, they ought to be able to do it. Yeah, but for how long, right? Ole Miss has gotten used to the kind of, shall we say, colorful behavior that Lane Kiffin be getting on with. Now, it's not to say that Baton Rouge ain't going to come on and get down with that, because this is where Louisiana is where the Confederacy of Dunces was written, guys. Okay? Louisiana was where Robert Penn Warren wrote the greatest book about politics in Louisiana ever, and it's a novel. It's called All the King's Men. You should go read it. It will help you up on what Louisiana be hitting on, okay? Louisiana is still a place where David Duke rose to power. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana is still a place where Marshall Faulk come out, Peyton Manning come out, Eli Manning come out. Don't none of them go to LSU. That's what they hitting on. Louisiana is still the place where Wes Monroe be putting out hitters and don't nobody care. Louisiana is still the place where Marcus Spears grows up, becomes one of the great recruits of his time. Gets to look Nick Saban in the eye and say, I'm going to Southern. Now, I didn't end up going that way, but you understand what I'm saying? The man was going to Southern. He wasn't going to LSU. Okay? Nick Saban changed that, but you get my point, right? Not everybody hitting on the same program. That's how Ole Miss and LSU be talking to each other. They be thinking about that. And anytime you get Tate Reeves involved in the decision-making process, probably going to look a lot like what it looks like when Jeff Landry gets involved in the decision-making process of football. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All right. So I don't want to hear no more about can Ole Miss win a national championship. Damn, dog. They 4 wins away from doing it right now. They might host a home game. And it's like, damn, wouldn't it be a shame if Lane Kiffin does not get to coach this team? Look, I think he should coach the team because I think it gives him the best chance to win a national championship. However, college football is not about making rational decisions. It's not. There's nothing rational about college football. It is one of the most irrational major sports in history. Hell, it wasn't up until 25 years ago that we stopped pointing our finger at who we thought should be the national champion. We didn't actually have a game for that. We let people vote on who should be the national champion at a time when literally every other sport has a damn tournament to do this. We don't do rational. We only do irrational. And I say that to say there are some petty, wealthy people at Ole Miss. You know how I know that? Because they're petty, wealthy people all over this country. And they all have college football teams they love. And the one thing they're not about to stand for, is Lane Kiffin getting a style on them out on his way out to be the head coach at LSU. It's just not going to happen. Also, while his daughter went going out with the LSU dude, and then they're making a joke out of it. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but people in Mississippi got pride too. People in Mississippi got pride too, dog. Like, oh man, all right. Lane Kiffin watch, right quick. This we're doing this live for those of y'all that don't know. They still got Marty Smith out there in Oxford, and Marty Smith out here talking about. He texts Lane Kiffin, "Will there be a resolution tonight? Please, God in heaven, tell me yes." Kiffin did not respond. He's toying with everybody, dog. He's toying with, like, even if you're an LSU fan, you got to feel some kind of way about this, right? Like, that is a lot of power to a dude to be rocking a visor and a hoodie out when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of power to a dude to be walking out to pick on people because they say something snide on a podcast. All right, fine. Whatever. You know what I mean? He'll make his decision and we'll talk about it. But I think this is funny. You know what I'm saying? Also, shouts to Marty, who's been looking clean throughout this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's Marty been looking real clean. He keep himself shaved. I'll bet he does what I used to do when I was on these sorts of watches. When you're on one of these kind of stakeouts, sometimes you text the source and be like, "Yo, dog, I'm going to go get something to eat. You're not going to do nothing stupid while I'm going to go get something to eat, are you? You can wait till I get back and I'm finished, right?" Sometimes they leave you hanging. Sometimes they be like, "Yo, yeah, I got you, dog. Like, nothing going to happen. I'll let you know." This don't look to be like one of them situations. Don't look like one of them situations. So, Lane Kiffin had to wait until after Alabama-Auburn to make a decision, or so Ole Miss was making it heard, because they were like, "Look, we don't want to do all that. Now there's no decision to make. Just tell us, are you going to be wearing purple and gold or red, white, and blue? Are you going to be with the Confederates or with the Hold the Tiger?" You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. That's where we at right now. Wild. I want to talk a little bit about this chaos to come, because SMU looked a gift horse in the mouth and could not absolutely close the deal. Had it right there, laid up. I'm so mad at SMU, and I don't even care about SMU like that. I also want to talk a little bit about this Alabama SEC game, and we'll get into a little bit later. But first, going to take a very short break. Let me hit you on the flip side. Back on Adapter to Respond with me, RJ Young. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Answer question in the comments below. Do you think the Duke can win a spot in the college football playoff this weekend with a win against Virginia? My goodness, what a wild day this has been. All right, I want to lead into this by talking about our friends, MyBookie, who partnered with us for November and have been running a really cool promo where if you bet spread, props, in-game line, up to $500. If you miss, they'll make you whole if you use the promo code RJ Young, all one word, all caps. It's in the description below. And I'm looking at the lines that they already got up here early, and I was very intrigued by this Indiana-Ohio State line, where Ohio State is a 5.5-point favorite going into the Big Ten championship game. I keep waiting to find out what the line on this ACC game might be, but seeing as didn't nobody expect Duke to actually make it to the ACC championship game, I can understand how that line is not up yet. That said, it's headed. We're going to find out. Since we're here, BYU is a 12-point dog to Texas Tech. North Texas is a 2.5-point favorite to Tulane. James Madison is a 22-point favorite to Troy. And yeah, you're not really trying to hit on what the rest of that is. I understand though. I get it. There's a lot going on here. So use MyBookie. If you choose to place a wager on any of these games, use my promo code. They'll cover you up to $500. Hit the bet back bonus token. If you lose, let me know how you did in the comments. So we're looking at this now with Duke having an opportunity to do one of the funniest things in college football history, quite frankly. Like, I really do. This would be one of the funniest things, because it's funny because it's a bet that we made. Okay. We did this thing. I say we did this thing. We didn't do it. You and I didn't do it. The conference commissioners and the college football board of managers, they did it. Okay. They did it, which is the conference commissioners plus the athletic director Notre Dame. They decided way back when that we should have the 5 highest ranked conference champions plus 7 at-large bids make the 12-team college football playoff. At the time, didn't nobody believe that the Pac-12 was going to self-sabotage into non-existence? And Washington State, Oregon State fans are mad as hell at me right now. Matter of fact, so is Colorado State, Texas State, all the state conferences. You know what I'm saying? All the state teams going to conference because the state conference down. They mad, but I don't care because it's not the Pac-12 that you know. It's the disillusion of the Pac-12. So we lost that. But you know what? We still had the Big Ten, SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC. Okay, so we got the 5 highest ranked conference champions plus group of 6, group of 5 conference champion, 6 at-large bids, right? I said 7 earlier. I forgot the G6. My fault. That's my bad. So we're going to have 6 of these that are claimed, 6 of these that aren't. We screwed it up last year because we let the selection committee rank the teams, and that ended up meaning that Alabama got boxed out by SMU. SMU got run by Penn State. Didn't nobody like seeing that because don't nobody want to see an uncompetitive. Nobody wants to see a game that's not competitive in the playoff bracket. I get it. You're still going to get those because it's college football. Sometimes stuff just happens. That's why I keep saying more football, more teams. Now we're at a spot where we got 4 of the highest ranked conference champions. But you know what? The ACC, as far as the CFP committee is concerned, ain't done its part. And it's coming back to bite that committee. Why? Because you had all this time to move Miami up. You had all this time to move Virginia up. You had all this time to try to move somebody into that spot. But right now, you still got Miami as the highest ranked team in the ACC. They're not going to play in the conference championship game. By default, that makes them at least the 3rd best team in the ACC by standings, right? So now we knew that Virginia, all they need to do is take care of business, beat Virginia Tech. They're going to make the ACC championship game, have a chance to win that damn thing for the first time as a 10-win team since 1989. It's kind of a cool story. Tony Elliott goes from winning 11 games first 3 years to winning 10 this year. Just second time Virginia's done that. We expect SMU to make quick work of Cal because Cal fired Justin Wilcox. But you know what? The energy that comes with the interim following the firing is unmatched. I'm telling you that when the interim gets to take over the team for that game 1, expect that team to play like they have never played before. They put in their cape. They see Lois Lane up there, and they want to go do something about it. Don't matter what number you got next to your name. That is the energy that Cal came out with tonight to dispatch SMU. But SMU still had a chance to save themselves, and it was on the kicker's leg, and the kicker did what some kickers do under pressure. He missed. So now, what does the tiebreaker mean in the ACC? It means that Garbage Duke, who beat up on Wake Forest today, if that means anything to you, gets to play in the ACC championship game. And my goodness, if they pull off an upset against a Virginia team I think is really good, A, we're going to think some kind of way about Virginia. B, we're going to look at we're going to look at Duke, and we're going to go, for real? we got to let them in. We got to let them in? Yes, because y'all wrote the rules this way. Y'all wrote the rules this way. All right. So what else could happen? We could see James Madison, who's got as many losses to Power 4 teams as Oregon, Texas A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, BYU, and Texas Tech, probably get into the playoff, but get boxed out if Virginia wins, right? Which doesn't seem fair. And then the winner of UNT Tulane feels like they're going to get in because Tulane has been the highest ranked conference champion, group of 6 team by the CFP, even though they got 2 losses. UNT's got 1. UNT is 11-1 for the first time in school history and got the best offense in football. But you know what? Whatever. If Eric Morris, who's going to be the head coach at Oklahoma State not too long from now, and Drew Mestemaker, who might be the starting quarterback at Oklahoma State not too long ago, can take care of business, it'd be UNT, it'd be James Madison looking up at Duke going, do the funniest thing imaginable right now, dog. Do the funniest thing. Make everybody eat this 12-team college football playoff in a way that they don't want. Because the problem with this playoff, problem with many of these playoffs is that they have been created to benefit the Power 4. Now, when that works well, it works well. We get to see the brands that we want to see play, right? We get to see Ohio State, Notre Dame in the national championship game. We get to see Georgia, Notre Dame. We get to see Penn State, Notre Dame. We get to see, Tennessee play Ohio State at the shoe. Like the first round of games is always the most fun. Why not have more of those? Because they're all home games. These neutral site games do not compare. They're just not that good. They're never going to be as good as the home game. Like, make Georgia go to Oregon to play at Autzen. Who wouldn't want to see that this year? I want to see that this year. I want that right damn now. You know what I'm saying? Make A&M go to Oklahoma. I mean, it'd be the other way around, but you get my point here, right? You get my point. More home games. That's why I think the 24 team is a great idea. Also, we don't have to deal with the mess associated with this and these tiebreakers, because in a 24 team, at least the one that the Big Ten has pushed out and the one that many people agree on, you get your 4 highest ranked or your 4 best teams in each of the Power 4 conferences based on the standings. And then you get your top 2 G6 teams. And then you let the committee pick the other teams. So you get 18 of those teams get to make it up themselves. So you know that the 4 teams at the top of each one of these leagues is good. You do, right? And you know each one of these teams has an argument. Like Utah, for instance, in the Big 12. They should make it. Vanderbilt in the SEC. They should make it. Texas in the SEC. They should make it. SC would have an argument. Michigan would have an argument. Like, you could get more teams that have demonstrated, hey, we're good. We're just not elite. And then you're not going to have that many elite teams. I mean, we ended up with 2 undefeated teams in the whole damn sport this year. Both of those, number 1, number 2. I don't see why you wouldn't just want to extend that. And for the people, if I see 24 is insane in this thing one more time, I dare you. I dare you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all gonna get enough of telling me why this idea is crazy or insane. Y'all gonna get enough of that. I'm laying out the facts for you, and all you're doing is telling me, all right, Brandon, that's you. You out. See, you think I'm not playing with you? I'm not playing with you. You're on my land. It's my land. Play nice. Either you like the idea or you don't. But don't call it insane. Give me an argument for why 24 teams doesn't work. And if the argument is too many teams, that's not an argument. That's just you saying words. What is your argument? What evidence do you have to show me that 24 teams is not good? More football. You hate football? Because that's what I hear. I hear you hate football. Okay. All right. So we're just going to be playing this game tonight, huh? All right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I mean, we'll move on here in a second. But we going to be here until morale improves. You understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all got to go to church tomorrow morning. Is this what you want to be repenting about? What your wife think you doing in bed right now? What you think you doing? Looking at a grown-ass black man talking about college football past midnight. Live. Don't make me get out here start questioning your choices, dog. You don't want me. You don't want smoke from me like this. Don't nobody want smoke from me like this. I'm going to be an English professor for all this, dog. Rhetoric is what I do. I got the books on the shelf to show for it. Like, come on now. Let's go. Don't get me all here. You better come out here with an argument. I don't want to hear no 3 things or 4 things. You better put some periods and some capital letters on this. Here's an argument. The number 24 team can never win a lot of bad games. Can never win? No, not can never win. Look, they have 24 teams in this thing called the FCS, right? You know who wins the FCS national championship the last 6 out of 12 years? It's called North Dakota State. The 24 team is always the team that comes out of the Pioneer League. You know what the Pioneer League is? It's a conference full of non-scholarship players, but they always get their conference champion in. Nobody expects them to do much. Even tonight, Yale got to play as the Ivy League representative in the 2014 playoff, and they beat Youngstown State. They don't expect to win no damn national championship, but I guarantee you that made their year. You don't care about that? You don't care about college football. You don't see the kids out here blood and sweat. You go up to each one of them and you tell them they're not good enough to win a national championship at 24. They'll dare you to put on the pads. No. You are not about to go in and tell me that the 100+ players on each one of these football teams does not think they have a chance to win this game. And you sitting at home are going to be the person to tell them they're not any good? No, sir. No, sir. Take that somewhere else. If I walk up to your child and I say, son, you're just not that good to play college football, you'll want to punch me in the chest. And you know what? If you're his daddy, I would expect nothing less. How many daddies you think out there think that their kid's not going to be any good because you ranked them number 24? Everybody deserves a shot that qualifies. I made it real simple. It's like high school football. It's like the NFL. You can have losing teams make the playoff. Do we expect them to win the damn Super Bowl or the state championship? No. But we do expect the democracy of the sport to bear out. Give them the shot to go make a play. I refuse to acknowledge any sort of statement that has kids on the sideline because you don't think they're good. What country are you from, dog? Do you know anything about how this channel got started? This is made of a bunch of people that said you're not any good at this. Read the comments. You ain't rode this train for very long, have you? There's some folks that's been in here for 7-8 years. When I say a step mill, they know exactly what the hell it is I'm talking about. They synced the journey. I'm the number 24 team. Who you rolling with, dog? I roll with some dudes that roll their shoulders back, pop their knuckles. You want me in a fist fight? Do I want you? Dude said, why are you screaming? You knew, and that's why you in timeout. You knew, and that's why you in timeout. That's why we screaming. You knew, and you in timeout now. Don't ask no stupid questions. Don't ask no stupid questions around here. Let me take a break so we can get back on track. Good Lord. I got people out here that don't know what time it is. You brand new here, homie. This my land. This Oklahoma. Back on Adapt and Respond with me, RJ Young. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Like this video, answer questions in the comments below. Do you think Alabama got to beat Georgia to make the college football playoff? Because I sure as hell do. Yes, it's after midnight. You getting RJ after midnight. RJ after midnight is cranky and old. I got white hairs. The children call me Unc now. That's where we at. I be dropping Dragon Ball Z references around here. Ain't nobody seen no Dragon Ball Z since we was children. They be watching what's the card game one? What's the oh man, I forget. I don't know what these children. You know, some of these children look like they play a lot of Minecraft. You know what I mean? As opposed to we watching Goku, we getting in. You know what I'm saying? We looking at Raditz going, I'm about to get you. How dare you pick up my son and think you gonna take my son hostage? I'm telling you, there is a perfect circle of black men in Dragon Ball Z. If you don't know, there it is. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon can stay. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what it is, right? I think that was on when we was kids, but they throwing cards at each other. I'm trying to throw hands. You know what I'm saying? Like Vegeta ain't showing up here. That's they talk about Expecto Patronum, and I'm talking about catch this coming high. You know what I'm saying? Like two kinds of people out here. I don't need no one to get you. Try to say, man, like. I don't know what they be hitting on when you come out here with a twig. Nah, I got these hands. I grew up with Goku wearing weighted shirts, weighted boots, weighted wristbands. Then he took them off in the world championship fight where Piccolo was like, damn, I got him. You activated, there it is. You activated my hands card. Talk is cheap, but these hands is free. Weapons is hot. Weapons free means something different over here. You know what I'm saying? check me out. I still got my tail. That is what we doing over here. All right, let me stop. Be out here giving DBZ reviews for a TV show they ain't run in like 20 years. I think Bama absolutely has a shot to beat Georgia, but the way that Georgia's been playing, they've just been on form, man. That defense is playing heads up. Gunnar Stockton isn't making the kinds of mistakes that I would expect someone to make when they're under that kind of pressure, and they're running the football well. As a matter of fact, Georgia Tech game, even Georgia fans going, we look booty, we look cheeks, we look bad. And I'm like, first, Georgia Tech, good football team. They just fell off toward the end. But that's kind of my point, right? There are only a few teams here left that have played football in such a way that they expect to play 16 games, okay? And I don't mean like from a mentality standpoint or a confidence standpoint. I mean that strictly from we're not going to overextend our players in games we know we're going to win, so we can run up the score for style points and we can go win the Heisman Trophy. Okay? As it happens, though, Ohio State and Indiana got two dudes that could probably win the Heisman Trophy, probably should win the Heisman Trophy this year. But they have not overextended themselves offensively and defensively. Nobody's won fewer plays this season than Ohio State, and that is by design. From game one, we're going to be efficient with our drives. We're going to huddle. We're going to run the clock down. We're going to come out. We're going to run our play, and we're going to keep doing this. We're going to methodically beat you down so that we don't need to score 50 to win. We can score 27, and that feel like 47 because we're taking the air out of the game. Ohio State ran one series where it was 20 plays, 11 minutes, 56 seconds off the clock, ended a field goal, but it was a back-breaking field goal because it came in the middle of the third, fourth quarter, and Michigan never had enough time to do anything they wanted, especially as they do not have an offense that scores quickly. They want to turn every game into a rugby scrum and Ohio State said, cool, bet. We got a Saiyan out here. We got a Saiyan at quarterback. And we got the other Saiyan right over there. We're going to be throwing the ball out there. Can you stop us? The answer is no. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are from planet Vegeta. Some of us are not. Which planet are you from? And if you don't know what Vegeta means, I'm not talking to you. Probably, you know what? I am talking to you from Earth. You from Earth. Ain't nothing wrong with being from Earth. Ain't nothing wrong with being from Earth. You just from Earth. I think for Alabama, though, the game that they have been playing the last month needs to go away. Like, the only team in the SEC that's going to make the college football playoff that looks worse than Alabama right now is Oklahoma. Oklahoma ain't got no offense to speak of. Yeah. Oklahoma's offense is running like a Tesla unleaded. No run game. Can't trust the throw game. The big TD to win the game was busted open coverage I've ever seen in my life. It was Isaiah Satanga being defended by the winds on the plane, dog. It was routes on air. Not even John Mateer could miss that pass. And it looks less like John Mateer was the Heisman Trophy candidate back in September, more like John Mateer turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like he throwing the football to other people. He putting the football on the ground. Some need to get right because the hand ain't it. The hand ain't it, okay? Doc did his hand. It's all right. It's cool. Hand ain't got nothing to do with his decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we at right now. Decision making is wild and needs to be reined in. But you know what? It's hard to do that if you can't be trusted to run the damn football. Like that's what it is. Up KMS got in here. Man, I thought I turned this off. That's on me. All right. I appreciate the sticker. I do. I appreciate the sticker. Matter of fact, I'm over here and I'm thinking about it. Look. Somebody, who this? MVP in here talk about they pay him $3 million. Hey, dog, let me ask you another question. How much you think Jackson Arnold got paid at Auburn? You want to have this discussion now? You want to talk about QBs getting paid, what they done? Diego Pavia is probably underpaid. He's going to be a Heisman finalist. That boy been cooking people. He cooked Tennessee tonight. He's not going to win it, but he should be there. And he got an argument. He turned around one of the laughingstock programs in all of college football. He did that. It's not Curtis Rourke to Fernando Mendoza. It's Diego Pavia to Diego Pavia. 10 wins at Vanderbilt in a regular season? Worst part is they not going to make the playoff because it ain't 24 teams. You going to look at me and tell me that Vanderbilt can't win no national championship? Vanderbilt might catch a hand with that dude at quarterback, just like Ohio State caught a hand with Will Howard. You know what I'm saying? When you got the hot hand, you got the hot hand. Ooh, Lord. Yep. Didn't Florida, damn. What did Florida play DJ Lagway? What Florida State played Thomas Castellanos, who kept his word about Bama, but nothing else. They got stomped out by Florida tonight. They got stomped out by the interim. You can't be getting no stomped out by no interim. Come on, man. I get they come out and they give Mike Norvell a vote of support. Talk about he gonna be there. Then get stomped out by the interim. Boy, hell, Alabama almost caught hands by the interim. You can't be getting beat by the interim. Not when no. He the interim for a reason. They bad. Clemson, they didn't go to the interim level, so it was all right. They end up going bowling. They're gonna be fiercely out there bowling with Cade Klubnik. So it's finally people beginning to see what I see when it comes to Clemson. It's like, hey, when they got the quarterback humming, they great. When they ain't got the quarterback, boy, it's tough. Same thing with Lenora Sellers. Remember all that? Lenora Sellers, number 1 overall draft pick. Then it became Fernando Mendoza quick. Telling you, sometimes it just takes the season to bear these things out. As it relates to Alabama and Georgia here, Bama's been able to run the football well. Defense has been coming up with some takeaways, been playing better. I think if you could force Gunnar Stockton to throw the football all over the yard, and by that I mean don't let him run around, be loose, just make him a pocket passer, you got a chance. But nobody succeeded in making Gunnar Stockton a pocket passer. Can Kane Womack's defense do that? I don't think so. And I also think if it goes like this, right? So one of those two teams not making the college football playoff. This is the other reason why I like the 24 team. Both of those teams need to make the college football playoff. They should, right? They've been good. You got a 1-loss team and you got a 2-loss team. Both playing the SEC championship. Second best conference in the country this year. Okay? Behind Big Ten, who's going to have 2 12-0 teams play. Number 1, number 2. It's more like you're not going to have an argument for leaving Bama in there if they get beat by the team that they beat for the SEC championship with a 3rd loss. That's just not a good look. That's Vanderbilt going, I'm sorry, what? And then you got your head-to-heads arguments, and we're having these stupid arguments, and we're letting these committees make these decisions that should be decided by the scoreboard, which is why I like a 24 team. It ain't got nothing to do with what you think. It's got everything to do with the scoreboard said. Did you win? That's what I'm here for. Did you win? So Bama needs to beat Georgia to make sure they get in, because 2 losses, you're not getting in as 3-loss SEC champ. You can't. Not when you got other 2-loss teams that are just as good. That the tiebreakers just didn't help you out. Oklahoma beat that Bama team, or didn't you remember? Those sorts of things. And then it's Georgia. If they catch a loss to Bama, that's twice in a row. Do we want to see y'all in this thing a 3rd time to possibly let Bama get beat a 3rd time? No. And would we put another team in there that might deserve to be there? Yeah. Like Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying? Or Miami, for that matter, because the ACC is going to get boxed out of another spot because the ACC just stupid and wild this year. It's been a whole ass thing. And Lane Kiffin update. Sources tell Lane Kiffin. Okay, what we got? Ole Miss sources tell Lane Kiffin will hold a 9 a.m. Sunday. Okay, that's done. All right, cool, bet. So we can go out on that. Lane Kiffin is going to hold a team meeting with his program at 9 a.m. in the morning. I have never heard of a team meeting being held by a head coach that was publicly announced where the head coach did not take another job. For all the world, this looks like he is absolutely going to Ole Miss. That's what this looks like to me. Ole Miss sources tell me Lane Kiffin will hold a 9 a.m. team meeting Sunday morning and have an announcement regarding his future afterwards. I'm telling y'all, when is that resulted in I'm staying at Ole Miss? In what world? How? When? For what? I mean, what are we doing? We went from announced Saturday to now I've taken it into way into Monday, way into Saturday night, only to say what everybody else has been saying. I think he's going to LSU. Look, man, when you send everybody down to Baton Rouge, including your ex-wife, to take in the scene, as soon as I heard ex-wife went, I'm like, why would my ex-wife want to go on the recruiting trip with my family to my new job? It just felt, okay, cool. I guess he going to Baton Rouge. That's what it took from it. No judgment on the rest of it. It's just like, damn, that's a big old entourage to be sussing places out and finding out where you might be needing to live. Maybe you want the whole family down there. It's wild. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? But how it happens, if it ends up being Ole Miss and we get, one more sleep and he changes heart, we'll talk about it. Till then, This has been the longest live show that we have done. And I think it's because somebody got me riled up in here talking about bad about my 2014 playoff idea. And I had to regulate for a little bit so you can blame them. Nah, not the ex-wife, meaning dog. Like sometimes it's custody, right? Sometimes you need to be part of the program. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I'm not trying to get into business like that. I'm trying to say, hey, if you're sending everybody down there, you're sending everybody down there. That's a clear indication of what your intent is. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to get into the man business like that. No. That's going to do it for this episode of Adapt and Respond. If you like the live shows, let me know in the comments below. If you dig what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 145,000 subscribers. Also, long live the 2014 playoff. Deuces.